It's been a long time since I made a 5-star Genshin Impact tier list video. I think my last one and my only one I ever made was like 2 years ago. And I wanted to make another one because some of my thoughts have changed and I thought it'd be really fun, you know, especially with the Natlan characters out already. And we just got Shallonen. I thought it was a perfect time to make a new one, an updated one for you guys. Now, let me preface this by saying this is my own tier list. This is my view. This is not like the tier list that everybody needs to go to that's 100% right, because no tier list will ever be 100% right. This is just my view. This is my experience with all these 5 stars because I have all of them. You're not going to agree with some of those opinions. I try to say this disclaimer every video and I still get people who get mad at me or hate me in the comments. And all I'm going to say is this: get over it. It's just a fun 5-star tier list video that I thought how I would rank them personally. It's not the God's testament of this is the tier list, but I still hope you enjoy the video though. Let's get into it. My lovely girlfriend, who I respect 110 million% of 6 years, Autumn, has made us this tier list. She alphabetically ordered it, all the 5 stars. There's no 4 stars in here, just all the 5 stars. So she made it easy for us to do this. So can we all say thank you to Audie? And can we also all say we respect Audie? Respect Audie. So let's see. So we're starting off with the Traveler. See, I usually use my Traveler as Dendro. If I was to rank them as Dendro Traveler, honestly, I'm putting them in A. Like, that's, in my opinion, Dendro is their best element. But if you're looking at an overall character, Animo is okay. I like the Swirl Tornado. I think it's pretty sick. Geo is Geo, I guess. But then you have Hydro, and then the Hydro brings it down. So then if we're looking at it overall, then B. He's kind of like a jack of all trades, but a master at none, right? Like, he can do a lot, except Dendro. I think he does Dendro very well. But I'm going to put him at B. We'll see how Pyro one is, if we ever get it. Albedo. My heart says C, bro. I don't use my Albedo anymore, man. I like the Flower Elevator. I like his character. There's other Geo characters I'd rather use than Albedo. Okay, Alhaitham. Personally, I put him in A. I forget that I have Alhaitham because if I'm using a Dendro DPS, I use somebody different. When I do use my Alhaitham, I'm like, oh yeah, I have an Alhaitham. I completely forgot this guy existed. He is very strong. I just don't like the playstyle / rotation with him. Like, I feel like it's such a long cooldown. I don't like the playstyle of him, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna put him in A. I think he's a very good character. Definitely a good pull if you want a Dendro DPS. Just because a character meta is very good, if you, the player, does not like the playstyle of that character, that kind of brings down the rank for you, right? Because you gotta enjoy the character. You don't want to just pull characters and play them just because they're quote unquote meta top tier, and then you're just miserable playing that character. You know, I prefer other Dendro DPSs than Alhaitham, but Alhaitham is very strong. Aloy S tier. Aloy's S tier actually, because she was free. Genshin Impact did not have to do that for us, but out of the kindness of their own hearts, they gave us free 5-star. But they were too lazy to create their own, so they just found some character in another video game and just pulled them into this universe. Because that makes sense, right? Why couldn't it have been, I don't know, Kratos from God of War or Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima? No. Those characters, they're not cool enough. But from my personal experience, I never used her. I did build her once just to see. I've seen some kind of crazy Aloys though. I think D may be too harsh. I mean, if you're looking at her as a cryo battery, then you know she's not the worst. So let's put her in C. Ido. Every time I use Ido, bro, Ido slaps. He slaps, bro. He is legit so freaking strong, but he's Geo. I think A. Ushi hits very hard. When you do his ultimate ability, I mean, you're just hitting left and right, like big numbers. He just bonks people to death. Now, I will say it sucks that he has noodle arms.
Arms like noodles.
Arlecchino, this is easy. She's S tier. I mean, that without hesitation, dude. I'm a little biased. I have her at C6 or 5 because Scythe. Now at C0, still very good. I think she's easy to play. She's a self-sustainer. She's super strong. Even at C0, she's still S tier in my opinion. And she's a Scythe. Baiju. I want to put Baiju in B. B for Baiju. Am I right? But yeah, he gives you shields, which I don't feel like are that great. And he heals, and he's Dendro. So that's actually a pretty good combo. But I have other characters that I would rather run. Shiori. Ooh, do I put you? I think she's another B. When I built her, I had a lot of fun with her. We made a video on that actually, building her in one stream. But after that video, I dropped her.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Okay, I feel bad about this next character, chat. Clorinde. She's A for me. I love Clorinde. I love her character. I love her design. Those buttons are hanging on for dear life. I love the playstyle. She's a self-sustainer first and foremost, which is really nice. So she heals herself back up and stuff. Dude, when I was in Los Angeles for Toronto's show, they wanted us to solo Spiral Abyss with Clorinde, and we did. She's very fast. She's very flashy with her gun. It looks really cool. Her ultimate looks really cool. She puts up some good damage as well, and I personally like her. You guys probably gonna hate me for this one too. Sino's at A. I like Sino a lot, and I used to use him a lot. People like to hate on him for some reason and be like, oh, B or C. I don't know what those people are smoking. I've seen a lot of Sino hate, which is so weird to me because he's a really good DPS. Yes, does his ultimate ability go on for a little too long? Sure, but just cancel the rotation once you're done with them, and then, you know, you just move on. Good, I can leave now. I approve. Yo, Sayu approved. Let's go, baby. All right, Dea is next. I just got a C6 Dea. Well, it really depends on how you use her. If I'm not thinking of C6, where do I put her? Here's the thing. A lot of Genshin players think every character needs to be DPS. Have you noticed that? So many people are like, oh, this is a bad character because they don't put up a lot of big numbers. With her, yes, she is mainly, right, a DPS, right? But she can do other things. I've been using her recently as just like a pyro applicator, and she's been doing fine with that, which is why she's not a D for me. D would mean like, this character just sucks ass and I don't like them at all. I use her more as a support character. She can't die in Dragon Spine, which is really good too, you know, for people who are trying to explore that area. I think she gets a little bit too much hate. Is she great? No, but she's got some strengths. All right, Diluc. I'm gonna put him in B. I just started an F2P account and I have him as my main DPS, and he is very good early game. I mean, even late game, I've seen some really strong Diluc, and my F2P account is making me appreciate Diluc more. I still am not a fan of his burst. Sometimes it works and it works perfectly. It pushes them back and it does a lot of damage. Other times it completely misses, or like it pushes them just like 2 inches and it just goes away. I feel like his kit is mostly focused on his skill. I think he's a solid B. Emily is next. What do I feel in my stomach right now?
I worked 10 hours! All I want is Wingstop!
I think A. From my experience with her, I've been really liking her. Like with the burn reaction, dude, she puts up some numbers. I don't even have her best in slot weapon. Is she the best Dendra applicator? No, there's better ones. But damage-wise, and especially if you're going burning, oh man, I mean, pair her with, especially with my Kinich, dude, forget about it. Eula. B. She's my first limited 5-star. Carried me a lot when I was starting in Genshin for sure. I just have other characters now that are just way stronger than her. So she's like, now if she was to have a banner today, I would be like, I'd skip her for sure. Like, but I also just don't have fun playing her anymore. She was my first character to hit 1 million, which is awesome, and definitely not a weak character. So if you're looking for a cryo / physical DPS, I mean, she's solid for sure. But personally, I put her in B. Serena's S tier, obviously. I mean, dude, one of the best story arcs of a character, in my opinion, in the game. Design wise, impeccable. And you get 2 versions of her, which is amazing. And she can heal pretty well. She can do really good Hydra application. She does a lot of damage, and she can buff your team's damage as well with her burst and the fanfare stacks and all that. If anything, she's SS tier. She's versatile, she's strong, she's amazing. And she can walk on water. The little gremlins will still be out by the time that you can re-up them. Like, she's incredible. I kind of want to put her in C, bro. First and foremost, I think her playstyle is ass. I'm sorry. Bow characters that require you to slowly charge up 2 shots are just, I don't like that playstyle. I just don't. My last tier list, I was really trying to go off of my opinions, but also like public opinion. This tier list, I'm really just trying to go off of my opinion and my experience with them. There's no doubt that she can hit hard. I mean, maybe B, maybe C is too harsh for her. Maybe C might be too harsh. Maybe B. I think B might be a more fair point. Hu Tao. Ooh, A. She does put up some really good numbers, and I like like the character. I still do not like her playstyle though. I usually run her like a skill auto DPS where like her burst does less damage, right? I think I put her on 4-piece Shimenawa, but her auto attacks and charge attacks do a lot of damage. She'll target off on the Wonderland, her movement is ass. That is one thing I dislike about Hu Tao though, where like you'll be charge shotting like in Spiral, and then like you have a group of enemies here, but then you have one enemy over here, and then she'll go, oh, I don't want to fight these guys. I want to go all the way out here. All the way out here. I'm just like, bro. And before you come at me and say, well, Doro, dash cancel, I shouldn't have to dash cancel. I should not have to do that. A tier for me. Jean. I put her in A personally because she's a great healer. She's very good early on. She might be one of the best standard characters that you can get. Literally can push enemies away, or you can suck them and hold them and then push them off cliffs. Insane. You run her with a Bennett Sunfire Jean, especially out of standard characters. Like, she's A, man. S might be a little too high. Definitely A. All right, Kazuha. I mean, obviously that's come on, guys. No, you know what? Because of Snowy, my moderator, Kazuha is trash. I think maybe even C tier. You know, his resistance shred for elements might be cracked. His grouping might also be really good. You know, DPS potential's not really there. You know, I mean, they can be, but if you really run him as just an EM, which is so easy to build, definitely S tier. If you couldn't tell, I was joking. I got him day one when he first came out, and he has pretty much never left my party since. Like, I use him literally every day, almost in every team. He is also a must pull. If he is running on a banner, you should try to do anything you can to get him. He will take your team that's good to great to even amazing. Like, he's just that good, man. Ayaka. A tier. I'm trying to remember how it was when I had her at C0, because I have her at C6. At C0, early con-ish, I'd still say A. Freeze reactions, people really don't do them anymore, I feel like. And she really shines on like a Blizzard Strayer freeze team. I've seen some crazy melt ones too, but I mean, I still use her and I still think she's really good, you know? I think A is good. If I need a cryo DPS character, I go for my Ayaka for sure. All right, Ayato, her brother. I haven't used my Ayato in so long, but also, I think he's A tier with his sister. I like his playstyle a lot. It's so simple. All you do, skill, hold attack. And then he goes, tsk, 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 tsk. Dude, you run him on like a Bennett, Shineling, Kazuha team, bro, he hits hard. I've had a great experience with my Ayato. I like his playstyle. I think it's badass. I like him a lot. Ka-ching. So Ka-ching with Dendro, honestly, any Electro character at this point with Dendro is really good. She definitely got a big buff with that. I like the playstyle a lot, very fast. My Ka-ching, when I built her, she did very well. I think I even 36 starred Abyss with her, and it was just, she's just fun. I think I want to put her up there in A. I think if you lose your 50-50 to her and you don't have an Electro DPS, I think she's worth it. Kinich. Oh, dude. It's just kind of broken, bro. Something that Natlan characters have an advantage over other characters with is movement now. His movement is very good, especially in Natlan. Swing around like Spider-Man, dude. It's insane. And you can do the same outside, not as well, but outside of Natlan, you still can do that. I did not expect him to be putting up numbers like he does. I like his play style more than Alhaitham. But I mean, at C0, maybe A tier then. A tier. Klee.
Don't do it to me. I beg you.
I don't know if we're gonna have any D tier characters, chat, because I feel like D is very harsh. Klee goes into C tier for me because, I mean, I love her, dude. She's adorable. She's a great character. She's clunky, dude. It's really the play style that like really brings it down for me. If she wasn't as clunky, she'd definitely go up for me. Oh, Linny. Because Linny also has that charge attack problem that I don't like, but damage output is also very good, especially with like his skill. His burst is really fun. You know, I'm gonna put him in A. I think Linny goes in A above Ganyu. I think his skill and his burst make him more fun, which kind of offsets the charge attack problem I have with him. Mona. I mean, Mona's one of the best like support units in the game. She's always in a showcase. I don't use her that much. There's other characters that are better like buffers anyway. You know what? Yeah, I think B might be more fair. Mualani. I don't give a f what anybody says. You're not gonna be able to convince me otherwise. Mualani is S tier. Her movement is fun and awesome. Her damage output is insane. And Kinich isn't? Well, you know what? I changed my mind. it. He goes into S tier now. Listen to your heart, Doro. You're so right. You know what? Knish does go into S tier. Movement is awesome. DPS wise, awesome. He hits so hard. How is annoying as but the burst is great too. You know what? I'll put him in S tier. Now back to Mualani. Mualani is definitely S tier for sure. DPS wise though, like dude, when I first got her, even early on in building her, she was like level 40 or something, or level 50. She was putting up some big ass numbers, dude. I know, but a lot of people, their issue with Mualani was her play style. I like her play style, and this is not recency bias. All right, Nahida, that's an easy one. Obviously that's S tier. Come on, best Dendro applicator pretty much. Sub DPS potential, like her damage output can be really good too. Oh my God. Buffs from her bursts, the EM buff from her passive for her burst. Nahida is a character that's like a must pull. She reminds me of us to take a Duke daily. Exactly.
Duke.
Probably A tier for Navia. I love the character. Kit wise though, I mean, she puts up some numbers. I was so surprised when I got her, like her shotgun blast, it's hard. I think I even like her more than Ito. Not hard to use in a rotation. Skill cooldown's not that bad. And I think she might have even brought back Geo. I don't think she's a must pull, but if you need a Geo DPS and who's very fun, I think she goes into the A pull for sure. Nuvolette must pull, easy. He's probably one of the best Hydra DPSs in the game. Like, holy shit, bro. He's strong as shit. That's all I have to say. He waterboards his enemies to death. And you know what's funny? I thought he was gonna be such a boring character to play. I actually like the play style. I know some people still think he's boring. You just kind of stand there and go, but like there's something satisfying about it because you just feel so badass. You start to float up into the air. You just go, ah, you kill everything in your sight. All right, Nilu. Personally, I've only really used her strictly as a Bloom team. And she does that very well. If you're not running Bloom, I'd skip her. I wouldn't pull her. And in their niche for Bloom, everything just explodes, dude. Oh my God. Like I've cleared Spiral Abyss with her easily. I think if you ask yourself, do I want to build a Bloom team or do I want to run Bloom? Do I pull her? Oh, then yeah. If not though, then there's other characters you can go for. All right, Chi-Chi chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cannot remember the last time I used Chi-Chi. We have to put some characters in D tier chat. You know what? For me personally, Chi-Chi does go into D. Does she do good heals? Yeah, she does. But there's better characters. I don't think I've used her in years, bro. Aloy, she can be a good cryo battery apparently, but otherwise, D tier. All right, Shogun. Amazing electro battery. Great sub DPS. Booba sword. You can run such an easy team with her too. Right in national, dude. And she just goes crazy. I still think to this day, S tier. I love her very much. I kind of want to put Coco in S tier and say fuck you guys. You know what I mean? She's such an amazing healer and her Hydra application is very good too, I think. You can run her on a bunch of different types of teams. And before you say, but Doro, her crit rate. Coco, you need a healer, pop her on your team. You need Hydra application, pop her on her team. You're right. I put her on freeze teams. You can put her on hyper bloom teams. You can put her on so many different types of teams. I think she's really good. I've been a Kokomi believer since the day she came out, and I still am. I still use her so much. They kind of just do her dirty and put her on bad banners. Shenhe, B tier. Now I say B tier because she's also niche. She buffs my cryo supports or my cryo DPSs, my Wriothesley, my Ayaka, right? But her as a character, like itself, B tier. She's just niche. That's what she does. Knish and Mualani purely recency bias. Please explain. I love that you guys are getting so heated by Mualani and Knish being an S tier. All right, fine. I'll put him back in A tier. At C2, which is what I have him at, his output of damage is insane. At C0, I really can't tell you. It's still really good, but I kept asking myself this, is Knish a must pull? I don't think he's a must pull. I think Mualani is a must pull. If I could give him like an A+, I would. A+, S-. I think he's very good. Movement is very good, but you know what? He goes in A. Sijuin. From my personal experience, she goes in a C. I regret her. I regret getting her. I got her for a meme because you guys memed on me and that we got her for the memes. Maybe she might be D tier for me. She might be still, I think my Sijuin is still level 40. Not even kidding. She's such a basic healer. The only cool thing is the bubble, but it's not impactful enough for me to pick her over any other Hydro healer. That's a good point. You know what though? For the bubble alone, C tier. All right, Tartalia's next. When I did build him and I was using him for a bit, he did put put up some big numbers though. You know what? He goes in A. I think he's a good Hydro DPS when he can crit, which he has a fucking problem doing that. You know, at first I didn't really vibe with that playstyle, but once you learn how to do the playstyle, it's actually really fun. I like the dual daggers a lot. Damage output is very good. Do I say he's a must pull? No, definitely not. But he's a solid A DPS unit. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. Tainari is S tier, and here's why. I pulled him when he had a banner. He is my go-to Dendro DPS. No one in chat is going to be able to convince me otherwise to put him into A or whatever. He is S tier for me. Tainari is the most fun bow character to use, in my opinion, other than Yoimiya. I love playing as him. You just throw your skill out, it does Dendro application and stuff, and then you just like, you get 3 fast charge shots that do a lot of damage, and then his ult does a lot of damage. Now, if you lose your 50-50 to him, that's a good thing in my opinion. If you get him at C6, holy bro. When I had him at C0, he was doing great damage, and I just fell in love with the play style. It's just so fun. I'll even fucking pick him over my Kinich. Venti. When was the last time I used Venti? I don't remember, because I just used Kazuha. Venti, I like the way he groups people up. And you know what? From my personal experience, I think for me, he goes into A. The skill, it's all right. I think I mostly just use him for his ult, but when you do use his ult, it's very good. I think A. Wanderer. S tier. Do I like his character? Well, I like him a little bit more now after the 4.8 quest. Every time I use him again, he reminds me why I think he's S tier. As an Animo DPS, bro is strong as fuck. I don't even have cons for him, by the way. I have mine at C0, and he puts up numbers, dude. He can fly like Jesus. He's fun to play. For me personally, he goes in an S tier. Risley. Where do I put Risley at? I think he has one of the coolest looking burst animations in all of Genshin Impact. Do not at me. The way like he throws his glove up and then he punches, and then how he like Iron Man's like on his gun, and the jets come out like to help him with a punch. That is so badass, dude. He's got a huge ass. He's probably my favorite cryo DPS, even more so than my Ayaka. A reminder, these are not in order. I'm not saying that I'll hate them is better than Risley, right? I'm just putting them in the ring. Cloud Retainer. Oh, God. We saw that crazy Cloud Retainer DPS, which was insane. I like that she can turn into a crane and fly around a little bit. She makes Diluc even stronger. She makes Gaming a 4-star, insane, like borderline 5-star territory. She changes up the playstyle a lot, which I think is really cool too. I think A might be a fair place to put her. I don't really use her that much anymore, but I think for what she does for a lot of other different characters, it puts her above like some of the niche characters, right? Xiao goes into C because I fucking hate him. Let's move on. Shalonen. All right, fine. Xiao. Personally, I like his character. His playstyle is not the worst. I just don't vibe with it. But he does put up numbers, but he's nowhere near Wanderer for me. I think Xiao goes into A. I think if he's on a banner, I don't think he's a bad pull. I think he's a good Animo DPS. Shalonen, S tier. This is not even recency bias, but dude, she is, I think, a must pull. First and foremost, movement, again, in Natlan is very good. Second, she's hot, but I respect her. Third, easier elemental resistance shred. Like, she's so easy to play. If you're running her on the set, cause crystallize, you'll hear the and then just switch off, do more damage. She can also heal as well, bro. And this is at C0, by the way. At C0, very good. She's almost like Kazuha, right? 100% S tier in my opinion. What was it? At C0, she was able to take my Yoimiya from like 80K to like 100 and something thousand, like 120,000K. Like, it's crazy. There was 20 to 30K increase on almost every team. It's insane. Yeah, at C0. Yeah. Yaimiko, A tier. I've used her more and more a little bit here and there. I hate her less. I still like to use a different character versus her. I mean, she's a great sub DPS, right? And burst sub DPS. Pretty good, like electro application, and then with damage as well. And then she's just easy to use. You just put her pylons down and you switch off. And then when you have her burst, you burst and you just kind of do it over again. Yeah, I'd say A. Yalan. I think I want to put her in A.
Hey, yo, what the?
I gotta go pee real quick, chat. I'll let you guys soak that in for a little bit. Be right back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
So how are we feeling about A tier 100%? Farster, why do you think that? You can literally be slotted out of a 4-star, and Farina's a better slot in many teams. So then this brings up the question of Sing Cho, because Sing Cho is very good. This was originally what I had said a long time ago of like, Yelan, I think is a very, very good character, but Sing Cho, if you have a Sing Cho, you could get away with that. But she's still really, really good. And she has really good movement too. I do think she is S tier now. Like if she's on a banner, I'm asking myself, pull or don't pull? You pull. Like Yelan has saved me, like over the years of using her, Yelan has definitely saved me a lot. The buffs that she does for my team members, like it's crazy. And her personal damage itself is really fucking good too. I mean, she does have like an energy regen thing, like problem, but like at C1, if you get that, like it does alleviate it a little bit, but you still need a good amount. So yeah, S tier. Yoimiya. Yoimiya is one of my favorite pyro DPSs in the game. She is single target, yes, but run on the right team, she just shreds those single targets so easily. Positioning can be very tough sometimes, and if she gets knocked out of her combo, you can lose out on a lot of damage. Because I think it's like her fifth hit in the combo does like the big damage. I love her, but I think honestly, you don't even need to use her burst. Just do Shimenawa right, and then skill, and then you just spam auto. Pair her with like a Sing Cho or Yelan or something, like you just go to town. All right, we have one more 5-star chat to end this. You know what I said in the beginning, how this is my tier list? No, scratch that. This is the tier list. This is the ultimate 5-star tier list. This is the correct one. I don't care. I take back everything I said. I mean, obviously the strongest shielder in the game. He makes the game really easy. I love that his bursts freeze people in spot. He defends shreds, which is really nice. I mean, I want to put him in S. I think he just does a lot of great things. And I think he's just an amazing character to pull, especially against certain bosses and enemies. Oh my God, he helps so much. I think Zhongli's S tier. I don't give a f. So that's my tier list, chat. That is my new updated Genshin Impact 5-star character tier list. If you watched this far and you're like, Dora, I hate you, this is the worst tier list ever, please never make content again. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys my actual tier list. This was actually the fake tier list. Reset, let's go. That's the real tier list right there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye. So you're saying we could have saved 2 hours? Yes.